Hi Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your August 1st to the 15th, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Leo. August 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. August 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Leo, August 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Leo, August 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels. Okay. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the Hangman and the Tower. So we're not seeing things. There's going to be a sense during this time that we're not seeing things correctly. And there's going to be a tendency for us, Leo, to see things all as a catastrophe. Oh my gosh, everything's falling apart. Oh my gosh, here we go again. And we have to kind of step back from that energy, because while the singing bowl was singing, while everything was going on, I just felt this tightness in the chest. It's kind of like I'm going to hold my breath. I'm going to be holding my breath. When is everything going to fall apart again? So that is something that we really have to be mindful of during this time. Now our inner self is the Two of Wands reversed, the Universe, which is the world, in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and the Seven of Cups. This isn't a time to be looking outward. This isn't a time to say, oh my gosh, I'm going to scale every mountain, cross every sea. This is a time to be looking inward and finding out that the whole world stems from us, from what we desire, from who we are, and from the way that we're seeing our own dreams and our own transformations. So that's going to be something that is going to be astoundingly important during this time. And especially not to be driven outward, not to be drawn outward by everyone and everything, to really step into the self and say, this is where my kingdom is, this is where my power is, this is where my bounty is. We have the Eight of Swords, which makes perfect sense. This is that hold your breath. This is the I'm stuck, I'm overwhelmed, I'm not going to be able to get to where I want to be. People can live their whole lives and do live their whole lives within the Eight of Swords. And then we have the Two of Cups, this beautiful healing love. And the Five of Wands. And this Five of Wands is very, very interesting because everybody's getting together, and it looks like they're studying from a grimoire or something of the effect that isn't positive. It's like getting together and spreading hurtfulness, spreading, militia. And this is going to be a time where we have to be mindful of that, where we can find energy or have energy leech off of us that is malicious and that is trying to pull us down. Maybe not in the way that they think, but definitely in the way that we are feeling it. Now we have the wheel opening up, so the Wheel of Fortune coming in, and yeah, this is very much a sense. I just love the spider's web. I love the intricacy of it, and it's something that is intricate and beautiful and can be destroyed so easily as the seasons change, as we change, and as we find ourselves evolving. But it's not going to be a hardship to have to put things back together again. It is going to be this beauty, this sense of I am stepping into my power, I am stepping into my discovery and my abundance. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. There's a piece from everybody coming together. There's this sense of prosperity and success and bounty that comes from working with others, but also comes from the understanding of the aspects of ourselves, the maiden, the mother, the crone, the youth, the adult, the wisdom, really stepping into this power of the evolution of me, and that I'm not always going to be the same person. I'm not always going to react to things the same way as I evolve, even within that sphere of being, even within the sphere of youth, even within the sphere of adulthood, even within the sphere of wisdom. I'm going to see things quite differently and embrace that power quite profoundly. So this is going to be a time where we also find ourselves working with others, but we need to be very mindful that either we don't give them too much credit or take too much credit for ourselves. There's going to be this need for this balance to come forward. Now let's look at our chakra energy for this time. Leo, August 1st to the 15th, 2021 Leo, angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Family, the root chakra. That is going to be really important. Our family, our loved ones, the family that we were born into, the family that we create for ourselves. The root chakra is also our ancestral line. It is the ancestors of our past that we know of, our people who have raised us, but it's also the ancestors of our spirit, of our past life self, of our consciousness, of our subconsciousness, the sense that there's more to us than meets the eye. And how am I going to connect with this rooted truth? And it can just be the rooted truth of our caregivers, of the energy that we've inherited from them, of the passion that we need to move forward in, of what we desire. And so this can be very simple. Again, everything is about in our own sphere of being, in our own, heart of hearts during this time. And we need to connect. This is going to be a time where we think, I don't need to connect. I can be an island, and that's just great. And we're going to see that, no, I can't be an island. I need the unity. I need the harmony. I need the love. I need the compassion to move me forward. And then it brings us to the energy that we need to be mindful of during this time. What is the energy that Leo needs to be mindful of? August 1st to the 15th, 2021 Leo. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. It's frailed. Now this is Sagittarius energy. This is also in the Temperance in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. But this is also the sense of thinking, I have the answers, or being very attracted to people who think, I have all the answers. It's not about seeking out the questions. It's not about the discoveries. It's about the kill. It's about the answers. It's about the being right. And that can be very alluring to us. Look at this. Somebody knows the answers, knows the questions, knows what they severely want within this world. But there needs to be a level of fluidity. There needs to be a level of give and take and harmony coming forward. And if we get too rigid during this time, which we can have a tendency to, because we have a tendency to be looking inward, we can look inward too much. We can say, all the answers are within me, I understand it all, and that's just that. So that's something that we have to be mindful of. And we have to be mindful of giving somebody else too much power, but also not seeking enough, not saying there are more questions out there than there will ever be answers. And I'm not even seeing all the questions that are before me. So that's going to be a very powerful thing during this time. The Hangman, we don't see things the same way as everybody else. And that can be something that we think is wrong. Now, we might see things differently than our family. We might have had very different experiences than what was at our roots. And so we're looking at it and it's like, how do I come to terms with the experiences that I've had and what I think is innately right, or what I think I should have been, or how I think I should have moved forward? And this is a time where we need to embrace the harmony of the insights that we see, and stop poo-pooing ourselves, but also stop hiding away from that which is sacred to us, that which is important to us. This is saying, not to say, okay, I'm wrong, not to live in the world of everything being black and white, because that's going to be something that we're very drawn to during this time. White page, black print, everything laid out in a certain way. This is right, this is wrong, these are the rules, and we are only following the rules. This is saying that I need to see the color in everything. I need to have a fluidity of movement and the shading and the discovery to move me forward to where it is that I want to be, to open up my eyes. And with the Hangman, no, I'm not seeing things the same way as everybody else, but that does not mean I'm wrong. It means that I'm looking at things from a different angle. And there is going to be this tremendous need of expression. There's going to be this tremendous need of understanding, of compassion, to move forward within yourself, but also for others. And it brings us to the Tower. I mean, Leo, you've been through the ringer. The Tower is not an easy time at all. But with the, with the Tower moment, with this passion and this insight and these ideas, this is a sense of divinity saying, things had to change, and I changed it for you. This is saying that we can't hold on to the past. We need to embrace the present where we are now. We need to embrace what we desire, what we want, where we need to be, who it is that we are, and stop looking at things as a travesty, because we can be very melodramatic during this time, Leo, and it will be very easy for us to be caught up in everybody else's everything, or in our own drama. This is saying step back, because what we need to really embrace during this time is our dreams, is what we desire, is the transformation of ourselves, what we need, because we're opening ourselves up to the world, but it's an ephemeral opening. It isn't saying I have to conquer the world, I have to see every corner of the earth, I have to be in the middle of it all. This is saying step back, see what is important to you, see what isn't. See where your heart soars, and see where it feels stuck and overwhelmed. The universe is opening, and we need to hear that call. We need to embrace who it is that we are. The ephemeral being right here, the being of snow and of air, doesn't simply embrace the world. She embraces the universe. She becomes more than any boundary that could ever hold her. And at this time, we become more than any boundary that could ever hold us. If we stop looking externally, if we stop saying, okay, it's out there, I just have to find it, it's out there, I just have to see it, it's out there. It's like, no, it's in you. It's in you, and during this time, if you go out there, if you say, like, now it's the time to just embrace the chaos. Now it's the time to fill my life with noise and people and everything else. I mean, that could be great. That will be very much a distraction during this time, but it will not give you the insight that you need, and it will not open you to your dreams. It will not open you to the world if you do not step back. And this is going to be a time where it's astoundingly important to step back and step into yourself. It can be the question, like, do I always need to have noise on? Do I always need to have myself distracted? Why? Because there is power here that comes in the silence, and there is always going to be power in the in-between of things. It's just like everything is said in the silence. Everything is said in the space between words. And this is going to be a time where so much of that is true. So much power is held in the places of the in-between, in the places that we are not always sure of. And with our hearts and our minds coming together during this time, we can have a lot of self-doubt, a lot of even self-loathing. The Eight of Swords says to us, this is where I feel stuck, this is where I feel overwhelmed, this is what I question about me, this is my overthinking, this is my taking in everybody's negativity and saying, yes, it's absolutely right, I'm not going to be able to better my life. And what Spirit is saying here is that that's absolute nonsense. But if you want to be shackled, you can be. That is just a part of life. It's like Miss Havisham in Great Expectations. She wore a tattered wedding dress and was engulfed by it. She was literally lit up in flames because the dress caught fire. And this is going to be a time, it's like, do we want to be consumed and subsumed by, is that the word? I think so. Do we want to be consumed by our dreams that have fallen away? By the hurts and the pains that have forged us in life? Remember, we are like diamonds. And a diamond is made not out of some miraculous happening, but it is a simple piece of coal that has been put under tremendous pressure for an astoundingly long period of time. It doesn't crack, it doesn't crumble, it becomes a diamond. And that's what we're being asked here. Are we going to crack and crumble? Are we going to fall apart? Or are we going to become diamonds? Are we going to become stronger and fiercer and more powerful than we had imagined? Or are we going to let everybody else's doubts and negativities hold us back? It leads us to the Two of Cups. It leads us to this place of unifying love. It leads us to this place of harmony and insight and understanding and beauty and beginnings. And it's saying, can I connect? Can I connect to where I need to be? Can I connect to what I truly desire in my life? Can I connect with my heart and my soul to myself and to what it is that I was put on this earth for? This is healing. This is the Minor Arcana Lover's card. This is saying I can't do it by myself. And I need to understand that during this time. It brings us to the Five of Wands. This not being able to do it by ourselves, it can make us kind of very easily pulled in by the wrong crowd, by the wrong ideas, meaning the sense of the people who don't work in love and compassion and understanding, but the people who work in vengeance and hurt and hate. And this is going to be a time where we need to step into our power of, I'm not getting into this fight. I'm not letting the chaos take over me. I'm not letting myself be consumed by what is not sacred. And as I open myself up to my wisdom, as I take in these insights powerfully, personally, and beautifully, I'm going to see that my world starts to change. And it brings us to the 10 in the Major Arcana, the Wheel. It brings us to the Wheel of Fortune. It brings us to the Wheel of Change. Spiderwebs are beautiful. Have you ever stopped and just looked at one covered in dew or by the sea and sparkling like jewels? This is a time to look at something that we might think of as a nuisance, we might think of as a pest, and start looking at the beauty of the change that comes from it, the beauty that is offered because of it. There is something here where it's like, if I did not go through this, I would not be standing here now. I would not have this power, I would not have this blessing, I would not have this insight into myself. The Wheel of Fortune in the public arena is telling us that things are changing. And the story of Arachne in Greek mythology is really coming up. And that's where the word arachnophobia comes from. Arachne was considered the best weaver in all of ancient Greece. And she was so proud of her weaving that she said that she was a better weaver than the gods. And Athena, the goddess of weaving, heard that. And the Greek gods were very vengeful. And she came down and she said, do you really think you're better than me? We will have contests. And so they had a contest. And Arachne was winning. And Athena turned to her and said, then you can spin all your days, creating nothing but silks that will be admired by some and hated by others. And she made her into a spider. She took away all her blessings, all her beauty, but she made her into the ultimate weaver. And this is going to be a time where we could feel that same way, as if everything that we held sacred to us, everything that we thought was important, had gotten stripped away. But another gift had come forward. Another beauty had come forward that not everybody can see, and that we ourselves might find hard to see within us. It leads us then to the Three of Pentacles. And that's saying here that we need to find a way to put the pieces together. We need to find the way to understand the beauty, the power, and the brilliance of us, of why we're here, of what is prosperous for us, of how we can create more, achieve more, and be in harmony with what we desire. It's not always looking for the next best thing. It is finding what complements, what adds to, and what really brings us forward. The Three of Pentacles is prosperity and bounty. The Three of Pentacles is hard work and working together and coming together in a really real way. This is not going to be a time where we are this island, where we could be isolated, where we even want to be. This is a time where we need to connect, if not with others, then with the sacredness of our past, with our angels and our spirit guides. This is going to be a time where we start to step into our power, because we're breaking the bonds. We're seeing things more clearly. We're not thinking that we're stuck when we can easily walk away. And it might not be easy, but it's through the unity. It's the unity of love. It's the unity of compassion. It's the brilliance of family, or those who have become like family to us. It starts to open up the doors. Now, the energy we are to be mindful of during this time is the Death card. This is Scorpio energy. This is the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. What we have to be very mindful of during this time is thinking, I'm just going to change. I'm just going to be doing the absolute opposite of everything. I'm going to be really drawn to, and we are going to be really drawn to, the people who spout the extremes, who spout these extreme transformations, who, kind of push things to the edge. We have to be mindful of that because, again, we're going to be seeking the knowledge that is coming to us externally, and it's all going to be coming internally. So do be mindful of this. It's almost like we're being tricked. Our subconscious chakra message is the heart chakra, the inner self, the inner child. And this is a time where we need to connect with our inner child. The beautiful exercise that I love to do whenever this card comes up is to just visualize my inner child. Who I was when life started to get hard, when sensitivity overtook me, when things were out of my control. And look at that child, instead of with hurt and pain and resentment and thinking you could have done better, with love and compassion, to be that adult that child always wanted, that person who would listen without judgment, who would love without restraint, and who would always be on my side. To be that adult is to be astoundingly powerful for that inner child. And then the inner child who we once were becomes and pairs with the powerful adult that we are now, or with the adult that we are now, to create a powerful union, a powerful understanding that is beyond measure, that cannot be held back. It leads us to our subconscious rooted self. And that is the Emperor, claiming our power. This is fire sign energy. This is Aries energy. This is claiming our power, claiming what we desire, claiming what we want, claiming that throne, and seeing that there is more out there for us. But we have to say, this is me. This is what I desire. This is what I need. This is what I want. It brings us then to our subconscious inner self. And that's the Seven of Wands. We have to stop fighting. We're going to think everything is a fight. We're going to think I have to be ready to defend myself all the time. That is just going to be a huge energy drain. What we need to do is say, I stand my ground. I know what I desire. I know what I love. I know what I want. But I'm not going to let myself fall into these energy drains, into these places of sorrow and hurt and despair and despondency. Because it will be too easy. It will be too easy to fall into the realm internally of I have to fight, and then I have no energy for anything else because everything is just fighting. It moves us to our subconscious emotional self. This is the Three of Athames, the Three of Swords, which makes perfect sense because we have the Eight of Swords, we have the Five of Wands. We're going to be very drawn emotionally to chaos and to hurt and to dwelling on the despair instead of looking at the hardships that we have been through and saying, I name you. I name you because I see you, and I'm not ruled by you anymore. What once brought me to my knees is now the greatest weapon that I have because I lived through this. I am stronger because of it. I cannot change the past, but I can most definitely change the way it affects and manipulates my future, but also my present. It moves us to our subconscious public self, and that is the Queen of Swords. It is the warrior queen. It is the person who arms themselves, who knows their mind, who puts in their effort, and who says, this is what I fight for. This is what I want. This is what I need from myself, for myself, to move me forward. I am not anybody's doormat. I am not passively sitting by, waiting for life to happen. I'm going after it with ferocity, tenacity, and determination. This queen has more sacred masculine energy in her than the other queens do. Okay, the second one is the Queen of Wands. But it's that beautiful balance of the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine coming together. It's the fact that we need to hone our sacred masculine, not in a bullying way, not in a fear way, but in a way that says, this is my power, this is my voice, this is where I stand, and this is why. And that's what the Queen of Swords does. She even has a scar on her face. It's not about beauty and perfection. It's about scars well earned, battles well fought, and the fact that we're still standing. All right, Leo, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the bounty and the revelations to come. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony